Hello, fellow human beings. How are you doing? Okay. Corinne Clapham here, your intuitive wellness guide, amongst Reiki master, yoga instructor, and moon facilitator, amongst so many other things. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So I just wanted to connect with you all. Let's go over some of the themes that might play out here in this next full moon phase. We have the super full moon coming up in the zodiac sign of Scorpio. If you're a Scorpio, put it in the comments below. Where's my Scorpios at? We're also in Taurus season right now too. So if you're a Taurus, put that in the comments below. I would love to know. We're not going to talk too much about Taurus season. However, we will go into this full moon that will be coming April 26th, 27th, depending where you are on this planet Earth. And it's a super full moon because it will be the closest to us than regular moons. And actually, this will be the brightest, biggest one. Its name is also the pink moon, which we'll probably see within, around the full moon time frame. And you know what? Even just before the full moon, a night or two, sometimes we can see it, and it's so round and so big and so beautiful. And I can tell you, even now, the past couple of nights, just the sky has been so gorgeous with pink colors. And honestly, sometimes when I see those colors, I feel like it's the angelic realm. Like, I know they're always there above us, but like, I just feel like they're ever so present when you see those colors in the sky. Let me know if you've noticed the sky being super amazing lately. So let's go in a little bit about Scorpio. Okay. So we always have moons in different zodiac signs at different times. And even though we're not that zodiac sign, we may see themes or characteristics in those signs come more prevalent within us as well. So I always feel like it's quite important to know about them, because then we can bring things into balance and we can know how to work with these energies. For example, if you think about a pendulum that swings back and forth, sometimes if we're too much in one side, it can be unbalanced. So when we have the awareness, we can bring it into center, into balance, into harmony. And every zodiac sign also has shadow aspects. So before we get into the shadow aspects, let's talk about some of the good qualities about Scorpios. And they can be they can be very determined. They can be ambitious. I find they tend to like knowledge, like they want to do a lot of research. They want to look into things. Scorpios are also water signs. So water signs, and they are known to be one of the most intense water signs out of the water signs. And the other zodiac signs are also water signs. I feel like I just said water a whole bunch of times there, but is Cancer and Pisces as well. And so water signs sometimes, they're known to be quite intuitive. But if you think about the water and how it moves and it ripples and the tides are constantly shifting and changing, the emotions within a water sign can be like that as well. So that's why sometimes it can be a little bit tricky sometimes. And you know what, like every zodiac sign has its shadow aspect. So it's not about one zodiac sign being kind of like, but everything's got its characteristics. And so it can be very determined, ambitious. But like I said, there can be a shadow aspect too. And so Scorpios can be known sometimes to be quite stubborn. Jealousy is a very huge thing. So if you notice yourself, whether you're Scorpio or not, jealousy coming up, just be mindful, be aware of it, and then find healthy ways to deal with it, right? Like, that's the thing. Sometimes with some Scorpios, they can be quite resentful. But, jealousy is a natural emotion. Like humans, we've come into this planet in a human experience, and we were given an array of emotions. Some of them we like a lot more than others. But jealousy, when we notice that coming in within ourselves, we can ask ourselves, okay, wait, where is this coming from? And really, what's going on with jealousy? Jealousy can come on when we start to feel insecure, right? Or there's this fear. I mean, at the end of the day, it's an underlying fear. But within that, it could be fear of abandonment or losing someone to something else, or something of the sort. So just really watch when it's the mind creating stories, okay, and taking us away from what is reality versus illusionary. And again, this is for everybody, right? And same with like researching when they can be They really like to read into things. And so that there can be really a positive aspect of that, right? Doing your research before making a final decision or getting this or that was really, really great. But when someone can use it in a negative way is when they're constantly trying to prove their point. They're trying to negate something for the sake of having an argument for the sake of winning that. Do you know what I mean? Um, Scorpios can sometimes they can be known for being quite blunt with their words and just like, when it's not necessary. And so again, just watching where that comes from. And I actually do suggest this is a message for everybody too. It's a message in general for us in life, but I would say to be a lot more conscious about our words moving forward. It is yeah, we have Mars out of bounds until May 25th. Okay. And Mars can be a little bit like it feels like we can feel a little bit out of control. Sometimes it can be quite like aggressive. And it also be in the sign of Gemini. And Gemini is very like they're known for communication, communicators. But both Mars and both Gemini can be very quick. Like I was going to say intuitive. Geminis are intuitive too, but the word I'm looking for is impulsive. It can be a bit like, so we really want to just take a step back before we start spewing out words, before we react and say anything, okay? Especially during this time frame. Just like think it through before you say it and think about what your intention is too, right? I find if we can tune in and tap into what our intention is a lot more, then we'll have more directed conversations with more directed outcomes, and hopefully the intention is for good outcomes. So yeah, I would really watch for that over the next, within May and April into May. And the word intention keeps popping up, so I would say really just be mindful of what the intentions are. Some other shadow aspects too can be resentful, can be stubborn, can be controlling as well. And I think that's sometimes where it can comes into where it's like they just want to like prove a point all the time. But sometimes, again, we always want to question why we're doing things, okay? And not in a bad way, questioning ourselves, but I mean, if you're doing self-development and there's self-growth, you always want to like I don't know, analyze. Maybe it's because I'm a Gemini. I like analyze things. I don't know how to not do that. You know what I mean? But we always want to question. Okay, like why did we have that thought? Or why did we do that? Or what is the outcome? Or this and that. And I kind of lost my train of thought there. It's like if you're trying to prove a point, what is your intention? Again, that word keeps coming back to intention. So I would really use this time moving forward, this moon phase. A couple of notes here. Be mindful of your words, what you're wanting to communicate, what your reasons are for that, the intention of that. And again, just start bringing in attention. Like the first thing in anything for conscious choice or growth within any human being is really having the awareness first. And then once we have that awareness, you can make the conscious choice. Do you want to continue down that route, or do you want to make a different a different path, right? I'm going to go in and just channel a little bit else and see what messages we have here. It might be a little bit intense for quite a lot of people, to be quite honest. I feel like a lot of emotions are going to be stirred up, a lot of emotions rolling. I can already sense and feeling that energy has been coming up past week anyways. So if you notice a lot of memories are popping up with people and you're noticing it's bringing up like anger or upset or like these emotions, know that when we think about something or a person or a memory, if it's invoking a really strong negative emotion or uncomfortable emotion, it pretty much is signifying that there's healing that needs to be done there. It hasn't been resolved yet. So really use those opportunities as gifts to do the healing instead of still carrying it around with you. I totally got sidetracked with someone walking a dog outside because I just noticed that there's a path there and I never noticed that path. But I'm going to take that as a sign that sometimes we have options in our lives and and we might feel stuck in a path, but there's actually other paths in front of us. And sometimes it's right in front of us the whole time. We didn't see it. So really opening up our peripheral, because that's the thing. If someone's very stubborn or they're very like this way, it's very narrow way of looking, right? And then you miss everything that's all here in the peripheral. So just be very open to different paths, different opportunities. And really, I see past has a significance as different perspectives that we can have on situations and lives, right? Like even when you're thinking about memories, try playing around with different perspectives on it. Like, because the thing is, some people have a perspective on something that happened, but it's through a lens of their own wounds that they haven't healed yet. So sometimes it's not completely accurate what even happened, right? And sometimes the mind and the ego can do that. It can tell us stories that aren't accurate. So just really watch for that if that's happening, okay? And really peel it back without the emotion so you can get more clarity on what really is happening. What else here? I would say that, I wanted to say, like, try and keep clean in terms of what you're feeding your mind and surrounding yourself with, whether it's people or things you watch on TV. But it's funny because just as I was getting that message, I got this other image of like chaos and fighting and stuff like that. And I almost like, and I can feel like kind of the Scorpio energy of like, don't tell me what to do kind of thing. So I really feel like there are people who want to do things. Everybody wants to do things in a different way. Like some people want to advocate things through protesting. Some people want to advocate through messages on social media. Some people advocate quite quietly. Maybe they sit behind the scenes and they're praying and sending out good intentions to the world or the situation. So it's like, what will be right for you. I'm not going to ever sit here and tell you what to do, but like here are some of the messages that come out and you can take what resonates with you, because some of you are, I can see some people want to be in that fighting mode, to be quite honest. And it seems strange because it's like, why would everybody just want peace and like hang out and have fun? But not everybody's like that. Not everybody's in a place that's like that. So I can already see it. There's certain people who actually want that friction and that battle. So like, if that's one of you, then, you do you, that's all good. But anyone who's not feeling that, then you know what to do, and just take more discernment in how you're spending your time, because things might get a little bit more polarized. As we know, things are already polarized big time, since COVID came out. And we're just seeing so much more polarizations, and it might come a little bit stronger. So it's like you really have to decide for your own mental health what's going to be best for you. And I'm a huge advocate for mental health. So like that always comes first. Without your mental health, you really don't have anything. It's kind of like your physical health. It's not to say you don't have anything, but I mean, you're not going to operate and see things as clearly as possible in life. And so, yeah. And it's so funny because I looked over here and I see this beautiful red convertible with the top down. So it's also like a reminder, how free we are and the choices that we actually do have, and to enjoy that time, take the top down. I was going to say that's an analogy, but then I realized people could take that as a different analogy, meaning like take the top down. Anyways, you can keep your clothes on. I was not telling anybody take any tops down or up or off. But what I mean is open up. Like this is another message that I'm getting here, is open up to possibilities, open up to different perspectives, open up to different fresh energies. Like you look at that car and he looks so free because he's got the top down, and it's like, the world is endless there. And then when we have the top down, we only see so much, right? So openness, 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 openness. And quite honestly, people keep thinking that solutions in life are going to be everybody like get a vaccination or this and that, which I'm not going to get in a conversation about this. And please don't put it on the comments below, because this is not about a debate between mass and vax or whatever. But what I'm trying to say is, where we will really see big change is when we can actually all unite, because right now some people are actually battling with the same people on the same team, and they're seeing things down here instead of the bigger picture. But when we can come to a place where we all have our own differences and we can respect each other's differences, and all just come from a pure heart and intention, that we're all going to be safe and we'll all be healthy and this and that's when we're going to start to see huge transformation and huge change. Um, Sorry, I should have my phone off, but I am meeting someone soon. So okay, let me just see if there's any final things coming in for this moon phase. Rest. Really take good care of yourselves, y'all selves. I try to say yourselves and y'all at the same time. Do you ever do that where you try and mix two words at the same time? You don't even plan it, it just happens out of your mouth. If you do, put it in the comments below. I want to know how many other of y'all do that. But other than that, I see a lot of good things coming out of this moon phase, but I really see like a huge polarization of dark or light, and you really get to choose which one you're in. And to be quite honest, every moment we have a opportunity to make a conscious choice in what we want to do. I just want to make sure that this person isn't already here. Um, I'm getting distracted a lot. Holy. Okay, that's another message. I think we're getting really scattered, so we want to actually narrow our focus too. Also, we just had the new moon in Aries, which is such a beautiful energy, rebirth, new beginnings. So a lot of the things that you have already started to implement or you plan to implement or manifest within May, I would suggest to also like take a look at what's working, what isn't, what you have been working on, maybe what you forgot, and implement it, because this is a really good time to still work with this energy. We do have Mercury in retrograde coming May 27th or 29th, somewhere around there. And generally during Mercury in retrograde, we want to just be focusing on continuing things that we've already started on, or picking up things that we've already started. So really anything you've been thinking about starting that's new, I highly suggest like work with this time, work with this energy, and really get it going. And really also take good care of yourself, rest and renewal, because I'm seeing those words in my head right now. And yeah, don't plan too much on your calendar, and it can be a bit difficult because I feel like we have a big energy, big surge of energy of inspiration too since the new moon. So it can be, we want to work with that energy, especially when it's there. It's not something that we have to force. We just like automatically have this energy. We want to work with it, but just make sure you're not making too many commitments, because I feel like in waves, and especially as we get closer to the full moon, I would say even it's funny. I'm seeing 2 to 5 weeks. I would have thought just a couple of days after the full moon. Sometimes things can still feel a little bit wonky, but I'm seeing 2 to 5 weeks. Let me just tap in and see what that's about. Yeah, rest and renewal. This is a really big cycle and a phase, and also Scorpio. So every zodiac sign is governed by a certain planet. So Scorpio is governed by Pluto, and Pluto is all about is known for destruction, but also transformation. So this is a time where like a lot of things that aren't serving us as individuals and as a collective is coming up to the surface. I think that's why a lot of memories are going to be, if they haven't already started popping up for you, they most likely will for a lot of you, if not all. Because all these things that either haven't been working or haven't been healed yet, it's coming up to have that transformation. So we want to allow that to happen. We want to do the inner work to heal that, because suppressing it, it's just going to end up coming up in a different way, different form, a different time, a different place. So, I mean, you might as well just get it done and over with, right? And speaking of which, the full moon, super full moon, is on Monday. However, I am going to be doing the Full Moon Awakening live Saturday, 11 a.m. Eastern time. It'll be done over Zoom, so it doesn't matter where you are in the world. And this main focus for this one is clearing a lot of belief systems. It's going to be about cleansing and clearing a lot, because we're going into a moon phase where it's going to get a little heavy for some of us. And so I always like to do this work ahead of time, so we've already cleared a lot of that stuff before going in, and it's more of a smoother ride. If you can't make the live, register anyways, because you will receive the recording. You'll have over 2 weeks access to it, so you can do your favorite parts as many times as you'd like. There'll also be a dial blessing to any area of your life. There will be an oracle card message. There'll be a grounding meditation for protection, which is actually a really big one, and some other goodies amongst it. So I will put the link in the description box below. And if anybody's looking for a one-on-one reading specific to them, their situation, want clarity and guidance, I will also put the link down below. And I will also put down another link below for anybody who's actually looking for major transformation in life. And that's working one-on-one with me with coaching, but also healing sessions, yoga, meditation. Like it's like the whole package together in a 3-month container. But I'll put the link down below, and you can always book a complimentary 30-minute call, and we can talk more about that there, and see where you're at as well. What else? Yeah, and then I've been doing some free general readings for each zodiac sign. So if you haven't checked that out yet, you can hit the subscribe button and the notifications button, and then you'll get notified when I do videos. All right, my dear friends, I love you all so much. Have fun, do the inner work, rest when you need to, keep focused on what you really desire, and keep moving forward. Things are getting better and better and better and better and better. All right? Much love, Corinne Clapham.